today's a really fun topic. It's about how you can have more orgasms more often and have harder erections. And it talks about mainly about refractory period. So let's get started with today's subscriber question, which I urge you to post your own comments and questions below. And the question is, Dr. Sam, I'm dating a new girl. Things are great, but I'm having a hard time getting aroused more often. She wants to have sex more often than me. And after I have an orgasm, I can't get hard again or have another orgasm for at least another couple of days. I'm 47, and it obviously wasn't like this when I was younger. How can I fix this? Now, this is a very interesting topic to me and one that I used to deal with when I had, a few porn star clients, many years ago. In fact, that's when I also learned about the quote unquote secrets to growing your penis, which I'll make a video about that soon. Now, the time between your orgasms and your ability to get an erection is called the refractory period or sexual refractory period. But anyway, let's go back in time with a little bit of story. Like most guys, when I was younger, in my teenage years and going through puberty, I was always super horny, right? And I could have an orgasm like anytime, anywhere, whenever. And even in my 20s, I could have done it every day and even maybe twice a day if I didn't have, responsibilities and work and busy lifestyle and all that other stuff. However, as I gotten older, it did become more difficult to get erections, especially have orgasms more often, let alone every day, let alone twice a day. Now, it slowly turned into maybe every other day or maybe even just 2 to 3 times a week. Sure, I was busier and I had more responsibilities and stresses in life, but something had changed and I wasn't happy about it. Basically, I felt older. Of course, like every change or problem in my life, I wanted to seek out the solution. So let's discuss first the cause of a longer sexual refractory period. Of course, there's never one cause for any problem, especially with the human body, because it's just super complicated. But there's lots of evidence that points to dopamine. Dopamine, I'm sure you've probably heard in the past. Thus, higher levels of dopamine reduce the refractory period. This means that as dopamine levels go up, it's easier to get aroused and have an orgasm sooner and more often. What's interesting is that dopamine also helps regulate prolactin secretion, which is a hormone. This means that as dopamine levels go up, prolactin levels come down and are lower. This is what we want. And higher prolactin increases refractory period. In fact, as you have an orgasm, prolactin levels go up and hence the refractory period problem. Now, it takes you longer to, get back on the saddle, so to speak. So let's pause for a second and make it simple. We want higher dopamine and lower prolactin, and they work together. Unfortunately, as we age, prolactin can go higher and hence longer refractory periods, and thus it takes you longer to get aroused, to get harder, and to have an orgasm. Now, there's something super interesting, so pay attention and listen carefully. Having intercourse and thus sex with a partner increases prolactin levels by 400% more than if you were to masturbate by yourself. This means that having an orgasm with a sexual partner, more specifically in the study, it was called penile vaginal intercourse, can dramatically increase your prolactin levels and thus your refractory period than if you just masturbate by yourself. Now, I've experimented with lots of dopamine type substances over the years, as well as prolactin inhibitors, supplements, as well as drugs. So I can promise you that when you do this correctly, it works for sure. It doesn't matter if you make porn movies or if you're a regular guy that just basically wants to satisfy your girl more often. The problem is that these days, due to modern life and mainly the internet and your cell phones and so forth, we are getting massive hits of dopamine all day long, and it's not natural. And this decreases dopamine levels faster and longer, and also decreases dopamine receptor sensitivity, all the things we don't want. So basically, we need more and more to get the same positive dopamine benefits. So what are the solutions and options? Well, I'm not going to talk about dopaminergic type drugs or prolactin inhibitors because they have lots of side effects when used incorrectly. Besides, 98% of you can't get your hands on such drugs, so why even talk about them? Instead, let's talk about what you can do that's natural, legal, and safe. Now, one of the best ways for increasing dopamine is to increase your testosterone levels. The best part is that you get all the benefits of both testosterone and dopamine. In fact, both work with each other. What's interesting is an increase in dopamine increases testosterone and vice versa. Again, they work together, so it's a really good combination. This is also why you're more driven when you're younger, emotionally, physically, and of course, sexually. Testosterone is higher when you're younger, and it starts to drop in your late 20s. Now, there's also an herb called 𝗥𝗲𝗳𝗿𝗄𝗂 extract. It contains a compound called L-DOPA, which is a direct precursor to dopamine and also helps promote healthy levels of prolactin. Also, vitamin B6 helps minimize prolactin levels as well. Both of these two ingredients, as well as half a dozen testosterone-boosting herbal extracts, are in this product called AlphaViril, which is what I take, which is a product that has been scientifically proven results for over 20 years. Again, I formulated it for myself originally because of these exact problems that I started to have in my early 30s. There really is a science to getting stronger erections, increasing your libido, and having orgasms more often. So there you have it, improving your dopamine levels, all right, which will then lower your prolactin levels. Take 𝗥𝗲𝗳𝗿𝗄𝗂 extract as well as vitamin B6 will help both of these. And most importantly, increase your testosterone levels and improve your hormones, which will further improve dopamine levels and thus having bigger, harder, fuller erections and having them more often. Now, I put links below to AlphaViril if you want fast results, as well as other videos about this topic about increasing your testosterone levels. Now, please let me know below what questions you have about today's video, as well as similar topics you want me to cover in the future.